Morning, this is Brian. Today is Thursday, September 26, 2024, and I'm here in Poway at Silverset Park. Plan today is to hike up to Twin Peaks, pretty popular area summit, and also planning on stopping over at its twin, the southeast peak. Twin Peaks itself is 1,306 feet in elevation, whereas its neighbor, Twin Southeast, is about 1,250 feet. So here we go. Another early start, another Thursday hike as opposed to Wednesday. Had a doctor's appointment yesterday in the middle of the afternoon, which took forever. So I decided to rest yesterday, hike today. So here I go, up to Twin Peaks. We'll see how this goes today. Early start means beat the warm temperatures. This is my first hike of autumn 2024. So we'll see how this goes today. Nice to be up for an early start. Never done this before, so I'll be paying attention to the trail signs here. Seem to be pretty well marked. See what this is here. Beautiful out here. Trail seems to be pointing this way, so here I go. It's kind of early to get a lot of good video, so I think I'll go ahead probably not shoot too much this early. Thankfully, I'm getting some natural light. A lot of side trails here and use trails. Could be some exploration on the way back. Want to lengthen it a little bit. So, I'll see you on the next clip. Let's see where I am. This is some remarkably beautiful coastal sage scrub out here. Very mature. Looks like it hasn't been disturbed in a long time. It's a good thing they have a lot of strict signs saying staying on trail, do not disturb the habitat. So we could still have this very mature coastal sage scrub habitat remain here. Very mature stand of it here. Got a lot of laurel sumac, California sagebrush. This is really nice. Very nice trail too. Yeah, you will see a lot of side trails branching off. So what I'm doing is just looking at these here. This way to the peak, this way back to the park. So I'm just following those. They seem to pop up fairly often, so people trying to ascend the peak can get up to the peak without too much issue. The aroma of California sagebrush is strongly in the air right now. There's a lot of it here. Very fragrant. And white sage too. There's a lot of white sage in there. Kind of hard to see now because it's still kind of dark out. So, well, an interesting rock formation coming up. Very interesting. Kind of interesting shape. Almost like a wave. Very interesting. All right, well, away I go, climbing up this so far pretty gently graded trail. I'll keep you posted on my progress. Here's one junction that's unmarked. So I'm going to follow my intuition and just do the one that goes uphill. This one doesn't seem to be marked. Looks like I was thinking about back in my head, are we going to be merging into chaparral soon? I'm seeing some indicator species coming up already. Over here, common chamise, Adenosoma fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum, starting to pop up. There we go. So I'm starting to see some chaparral species. Predominantly coastal sage scrub right now, but I see more chamise, I think, popping up there. And we got some yellow bush beard tongue in its summer dry dormancy period. This is Kekiella antirrhinoides, variety antirrhinoides. And a lot of Hespero yucca whippley, a lot of chaparral yucca here. It's pretty cool, but yeah, I'm starting to see more chamise popping up over here. So when I get a little bit higher up on the hill, maybe this will be predominantly chaparral. We'll see. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to be pointing out a lot of views today on the top, because it's very, very overcast with a low cloud deck. It looks kind of fuzzy up towards the higher parts of this hill, so I have a feeling I might be in the clouds when I get up there. Here's an interesting sage coming up. Is this a white sage? Yeah. Yeah, it's a white sage. Thought it was going to be a hybrid. I haven't seen any black sage yet. Predominantly white sage up here. Alright. Yeah, we're coming up more into the patchwork of chaparral and coastal sage scrub. Yeah. A lot more chamise popping up now. But yeah, you can see how fuzzy the image is. Because I am nearly in the cloud deck right now. If you look across this little gulch here, you see the marine layer stratus clouds scraping that side of the hill, which is probably only maybe about 100 feet higher than where I am now. So I'll probably be in the clouds within a few minutes or half an hour or whatever. Well, keep this popping, keep this climbing, and I'll see you on the next clip. Alright, so I'm rounding this bend here. Get ready for a short level stretch before it resumes uphill. And I have found a botanical first for me. California copperleaf. It's this plant here. This is Acalypha californica. It is a small subshrub, and it's a member of the spurge family, the Euphorbiaceae. I've always wanted to see this plant. I've tried to find it in a few different spots. Finally found it today. First time ever. It says Acalypha californica. Of course, the lighting's not the best right now because it's still pretty dark. California copperleaf. When I come back, I'll probably get a better view of it, but I've always wanted to see that plant. I tried to find it at Crest Ridge Ecological Reserve over near Crest, near El Cajon, where it was supposed to be known to grow, and I never saw it there. I've been there a couple times, but now I finally found it. It's like it's partially dormant because, yeah, first time ever seen it. Try to find it at Crest Ridge Ecological Reserve. Try to find it in Orange County. Acalypha californica. All right, a botanical first for me. Again, it's a member of the spurge family, the Euphorbiaceae. Maybe when I come back, here's some more of it right here. So cool to finally see this plant. Maybe I'll get better images of it on the way back. That is sick. All right. I was definitely meant to hike this today. I was almost going to do North Iron Mountain and Mount Ellie over on 67 from the Ellie Lane staging area. I was flirting with that today and just decided I didn't want to drive quite that far. Not super far from my house, but still, I think this was a shorter drive. Right. Yep. Got to experience another botanical first for me. So that definitely cheered me up after a really absolutely miserable work week. That was definitely a nice pick-me-up right there. All right. So we got use trails again. Use trails cutting all over the place. I'm going to take this little side path here. Some interesting stuff popping up over here. All right. Yes, we do. Indeed. Mission Manzanita. Xylococcus bicolor. Yep, we are now in the chaparral. Saw something else. What else did I just see? Well, I'll come back to it. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got some Mission Manzanita over here. Pretty common in the chaparral from the coast to the foothills. Yes, indeed. Xylococcus bicolor. Oh yeah. And there was another plant over here I do occasionally see. This is it here, but I want to show you one that still has flowers on it this late, and it's right over here. I don't want to step too far off trail here. Look at that, yellow rush rose, Crocanthamum scoparium. That's what it looks like with still flowers on it, and that's what it looks like when it's in dormancy. So okay, pretty good botanical finds up here. So this is starting to go downhill. So let me see. Actually, it's starting to go counterintuitive. So let me see what happens when I go over here, because I am seeing lots of use trails, side trails. So hopefully this will resume going uphill. We got another junction here. All right. Let's see. So this is kind of a navigate my own way, I guess. Alright. Probably should have taken that use trail. This, I don't know, this seems to be going away from the higher terrain over there. We'll see. Well, let me find out what's going on. Keep you posted. Alright, so I seem to be losing elevation right now. Not surprised to see some ups and downs, but This is starting to take me way downhill. I think I probably should have taken one of those use trails. Yeah, this is kind of inauspicious right here. Let me just round this bend and see if I can get a good look ahead of me. Yeah, I think this is from another neighborhood access, so I think I'm going to go back and look for that use trail and see if that takes me up to the peak. This seems to be going back down towards Poway down there. So, yeah, probably better go back up to that use trail and start following that up the hill. Let's see. Yeah. Very interesting. Maybe I should have looked at the Google Earth imagery better. Oh well. Just find that use trail and start going uphill. The peak should be up that way. Very much a worthy excursion out here. Whether I make a few wrong turns and have to navigate my way to where I want to go and struggle a little bit with that, it's worth the price of admission to get up to the peak, or at least just be out here and enjoy this beautiful landscape. All right, let's see. So coming back to this junction here, where it kind of meanders off this way. I don't know how long it goes, but remember this yellow post. This is where I went. That's the other direction. And this is from whence I came. There's a yellow post there. Remember up here there was a trail going uphill. That's where I want to go, is uphill towards the peak. So I'm going to go look for that use trail and start following it up. So we have this little junction here. We're going to check out the Mission Manzanita. So I'm going to go follow this and see if this leads me uphill where I'm trying to go. So let's see. Let's see. It's not really going uphill too much, but maybe it's just the lay of the land. Let's see where this goes. Should be able to pick this out on the Google Earth imagery when I map out my hike. Yeah, I should be able to tell by the junctions that there was that little junction and the path going downhill. Looks like this is pretty well maintained over here. You can tell it gets clipped. Very well maintained, actually. Seems like Poway does a pretty good job maintaining its trails. Alright, starting to climb. Good. It's a good sign. So far, this is a pretty easy hike. A couple of small, steep pitches and slopes, but even a beginner could, so far, difficulty-wise, a beginner should be able to handle this with a slower pace, but beginning navigator, if we're talking about navigation, not fitness, navigation, yeah, you definitely want to plan it a little bit better than I did. Here it is again, Califa californica, California copperleaf. That is so cool. Finally got to see that plant. That is so stoke-worthy. That is such a stoking thing to see. Yeah, we're really in the chaparral now. More Mission Manzanita. And of course, laurel sumac, coastal sage grub and chaparral, and woodland plant. All right. More copperleaf. All right. Sometimes I know there's a lot of self-determination in life. Sometimes I wonder if fate does play a small role, especially when I'm out here going on these hikes. Especially at the last minute when I decide to go one place instead of another, or I plan to go to one place and then I take an alternative, and then I go to the alternative, and that's when I seem to have a pretty good botanical find or something. So just wondering if fate does play a little bit of a role in it. And I mean that in a good way, because it usually happens in a good way for me when it comes to hiking and botany. We got some more hill up there. Starting to lead towards it. It's another use trail. I'm going to stick to this more defined path here. All right, let's see. All right. Considering how many twists and turns I've made, I'm on a use trail right now. I'm not even sure which direction is which now. I mean, I'll be able to get myself back to the main trail, no problem, but not sure what direction I'm looking, because it's overcast and we're just about in the cloud layer. I'm just taking a quick side trail here just to see what's over here. I want to assume that this is west-ish, because I hear highway traffic over that way. So I think that's probably towards Interstate 15, but like I said, I can't see anything besides the awesome chaparral in front of me. So there's not going to be much of a viewfinder today. I'm not going to have a good viewfinder segment when I reach the summits of the peak, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to have an interpretive viewfinder. All right, well, this is the main trail. Let me see. This is the one that's wider, but there are a couple of use trails going up that way as well. I'm going to follow this. Some of those might be shortcut trails, I don't know. Whoa, look at this big Mission Manzanita right here. Okay, we're a little overgrown over here. Oh boy. Huh. A little overgrown here. Here's another path over here. I think this might have been just a cutoff or something. So I'm going up this way. Hopefully this leads me uphill to the peak. I can see barely through the deck of clouds. I can see a big slope up there. So we'll see. Keep you posted and see where I am. This must be a north-facing slope because it's just gotten a lot lusher right now. So we'll see. Here's a huge old buckwheat stem right here. It's like the foothill California buckwheat here. Area going for fasciculum variety foliolisum. Look at that, old stems. Yeah. Here's a nice old piece right here. I've got a couple of decently well-aged foothill California buckwheats over here too. Wow. Yeah. This is a very botanically interesting hike as well. I'm not surprised. I usually find a lot of interest in pretty much every hike I do. But this one definitely is a pretty big level. Pretty big level, to be honest. I like how we're skirting this side of the hill. Look at beautiful boulders. Interior San Diego County, inland San Diego County, has a lot of these big boulder-strewn hills and mountains. If you drive along Interstate 15 up towards Temecula and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of that. Woodson Mountain over between Poway and Ramona, North Iron Mountain, are notorious for massive boulders clinging to the sides of the hill. Let's see. All right. There's a use trail going up there. There's a trail going up here. I wonder if this is going to go to the saddle between the two peaks. I'm kind of hoping. Because I'm planning on hitting both of them. There should be a use trail linking both peaks together when you get up to the saddle. So I'm planning on hitting both of them. Am I going to know which one Hopefully there's a summit register at the main peak, so I know which one I'm currently visiting. I might not know it until I have visited both of them and seen how much elevation gain, measure the elevation gain from the saddle. So I might not know until I visited both of them, which is kind of sad. Nice comfortable morning out here, but I don't know why I'm sweating. It's probably because of the dew point. Dew point's pretty mild marine layer, but having the marine layer also means nature's air conditioner, keeping it from getting hot later on. All right, well, keep you posted. Very beautiful up here. Glad I did this today. Ooh, it's got much steeper. Almost a borderline scramble in a couple spots. Again, nothing too insane, just pretty steep coming up this way. Oh, yeah. Ooh-wee. Walk up this slab here. Whew. Have to catch my breath. Not sure which one of these is going to be it. I think. Not sure. This might be it. It might be the southeast peak, but I'm not sure yet. I do see a use trail connecting this way. So if that's, I don't know. Maybe that's the peak. This might be the southeast peak. That seems to be roughly north and west towards the 15. So I'm going to go up here first and see what's popping. I have a feeling this is going to be the southeast peak. I have a feeling. An intuition. Judged by the sound of the freeway traffic. This is my intuition kicking in right now. Can't even see the other peak. That's the thing. Can't even see it. But I'm going to assume this is the southeast peak. Should be almost added. Let's see. All right. Well, here's one of them. Let's see. A lot of foot traffic here. I'm sure the other one gets visitation as well. Let's see. Well, I might have to guess where I am. All right. I'm gonna assume this is the southeast peak. I did see the other hill on the other side. Well, here's the first peak. Easy little class 1 ramp. Here's one of them. Now I hear traffic over there too. So this might actually be Twin Peaks, the higher one. Oh boy. Because that sounds like that's heading west and northwest. The other peak, the lower one, is supposed to be to the southeast. So I'm going to assume this is Twin Peaks, but I most certainly plan on visiting both of them to feel sure. I'm going to get my summit selfie here. Unfortunately, I don't have any views to point out for you because we're in the cloud. I do apologize for that, but it's a pretty low cloud deck today. The main peak is 1,306, and the southeast peak is about 1,250. I'm going to assume this is regular twin, the original, the 1306 one. But if I see any different signs on the other one, which I'm going to go visit very shortly after this, I'm not going to linger here for too long. So there's really not much I can point out for you. I can get a couple of summit shots and my summit selfie, but it's nice to be on a peak again. You know me, I love climbing peaks, and I love botanizing along the way. Look at that foothill buckwheat just clinging to this beautiful boulder. Not even class 2 to get to the top of this. You just walk up that ramp. So pretty cool. All right, let me get a summit selfie for this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave this summit. That's how I came up right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect this way. There's a trail here. I'm gonna assume that's gonna lead to the other peak. So I'm gonna start following it. Yeah, there are some interconnecting trails up here. So if this one, I did see another hill off in that direction that had a path going up it. So I'm going to go head this way now to try to get to the second peak. I'm assuming this was Twin Peaks and the other one's going to be Twin Southeast. So hopefully, well, if I have a shorter climb to get up to that one from the base, then I think my assumption will be pretty well founded. But let's see. I can't even see anything over that way either. So. And if this doesn't work out getting to the other hill, then I might just go back to that junction and then go to where I saw what looked like a use trail going the other side. So there is a little element of navigation to see. I can't even see anything. It is so densely packed in right now with overcast. So I'm not even sure if there's even a hill over there. I can't see anything. I can't even see jack squat from here. Yeah, I think before I get too far down this, I think I'm going to have to go back up and kind of go the way I went, because I did see a hill. Oh, we got coastal, looks like we got coastal wood fern over here. Dryopteris arguta. Pretty cool. This shady boulder spot here. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to that junction area. Also, apparently, my intuition was right. I was on the main peak, and that way's the subsidiary summit. So I'm going to go back up here, back up to the junction, because I knew I saw a hill over there. Yeah, just another hiker I saw for the second time. Confirmed it. Let's go back up here, back up to this junction. I think I might have taken a much more circuitous approach. So here's Twin Peaks again. I'm going to go back this way, go down a little bit, back to where I saw a junction, and hopefully I'll catch sight of that other hill. Alright, so alright, so let's see. That's from whence I came. Let's see where this goes. Ooh-wee. Hopefully this leads me towards the other peak. I don't know. No, this is the way I came. Yeah, I remember taking these 2 steps. So I did come this way. So I'm going to follow this down. I remember that spot right there. That's looking west. Actually, maybe I should go back that way a little bit. So remember, I did see something branching off in the other direction. Should be opposite of where I was going. Let me see. If I go back down this way a short distance, see if I can see that hill. Because I did see a hill and a pathway going up it at a 90-degree angle to where I was walking. Yeah, I think I could barely see an outline of a hill. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it over there. So that was, so I did visit Twin Peaks. Yeah. This summit should be about nearly 60 feet lower, maybe about 55, 56 feet lower than the peak, which I'm definitely below that now, so I have a little elevation gain to get up there. Seem to be heading roughly south right now because the freeway traffic's over that way. So, yeah, I do see a junction, and I do see a slope. Let's see. I do see a hill over here. I'm gonna lie, it's a little confusing with no visibility here, but I think this is, yeah, I do see a hill over there, so I'm assuming that's gonna be the other peak. So let's see, I can either go this way or this way. These will probably meet up right there on that nicely clipped trail. I don't see my footprints here, so I haven't gone this way. All right, let's see. Let's see if this leads me to Twin Southeast. You can see hiking is a very visual thing. You like to be able to see where you're going. That's why even popular areas like this, you definitely want to have some familiarity with the area in case you're hiking in the fog. Let's see, is this a false peak? I don't think so. I don't see any mountain mass in there, but there's barely any uphill walking to get over here. I think this is it. I think this is Twin Southeast, I believe. Said I really can't see much of anything from here. I'm gonna go over here. I think this is it. Barely any uphill walking to get here. I thought I'd have to gain like 60 feet or so. Southeast Peak doesn't have much prominence. Oh, sugar sumac or sugar bush. Rusovata. Haven't been near one of those in a while. Quite a while, actually. It's been months. There's another one down there. And another one over here. So, it's not a super common find really close to the coast. It does occasionally pop up. And I've seen it I've seen a specimen in San Clemente Canyon between Interstate 5 and Genesee Avenue, and that's pretty darn close to the coast. It's not super common close to the coast. There it is, Rusovata. Okay, that rock looks a little higher, so I think I'll go over there. I think that one's higher. Can't tell. Actually, I think that one there in the middle is higher. Yeah, I think this is the southeast peak right here. This is where the trail ends, I think. Didn't really look, actually. So this is it, which I'm pretty sure it is. This is a very short side trip from Twin Peaks. Yeah, so the one I was on, the one I visited first was Twin Peaks, and this should be Twin Peaks Southeast. Barely required any effort at all to get over here from the other side, from Twin Peaks. Barely any effort. I gotta watch my finger. I don't want to start climbing rocks and then my. I'm not gonna scramble up this. I'll call it summit here. Normally I would, but well, you see. Quick little class 3 rock here. Oh boy, yeah, I gotta be careful. Let me see. Let me put the phone down for a minute, or the camera. All right, one little quick little class 3 move, just a quickie. Just one little, show me to get up to that little mini ledge right there, and here I am. Yeah, this has got to be the southeast peak right here. Not too stable here. I get my footing. So this has got to be Twin Peaks Southeast. Yeah, because that's going west towards the 15 traffic. So that should be roughly north or northwest. So yeah, this has got to be it. Very minimal elevation gain to get up here. Well, this seems to be the highest point. Again, I can very barely make out a little obscure figure of a hill. It's darker compared to the medium gray of the sky. So that's where I was before on Twin Peaks West. So this is the second set of Twin Peaks I have hiked in my life. The first set of Twin Peaks was a much harder hike, and that was in Angeles National Forest over near the San Gabriel Wilderness. That was back in 2017, and that's yeah, I was in the San Gabriel Mountains. I hiked up to Waterman Mountain, then down to Twin Peaks Saddle, up to Twin Peaks East, and then hoofed it over to Twin Peaks West. Much more difficult hike than this, and that was about 12 miles round trip and about 3,800 feet elevation gain. This is probably just maybe about 700 feet, roughly. I'm guessing about 700 foot elevation gain. Much easier hike to get up to these Twin Peaks. But again, a peak is a peak, a summit is a summit, a hill is a hill, a mountain is a mountain. It might not seem very prophetic, or not prophetic, but may not seem very, I don't know what, meaningful to say that. It might not seem like it has meaning, but for me, I just love being on top of hills. Here's a much smaller hill, but I can imagine the views on a clearer day, especially over on Twin Peaks, would be probably pretty spectacular from what I imagine. Again, I chose today to do it, and there's a really thick overcast. We've been having a lot more marine layer coverage since that last major heat wave, and so we're definitely in a much nicer weather pattern than we have been. Which is going to end towards the end of the month. Actually, this weekend is supposed to start getting hotter, and then to open up October back in the 90s and stuff like that. I believe low 90s, upper 80s, low 90s. So back to more of that humdrum stuff. Next week I might take the week off because it's going to be hot pretty much everywhere. So I might take that week off. I think this is my 10th week straight. 10th week without missing a hike. I'm glad I'm back in double digits again. Last week I missed was the July 17th. July 17th, I missed that one. That was the last week I've missed for hiking. So it's been over 2 months since I've missed a hike. So yeah, 10 weeks was the last time I missed a hike. So yeah. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get a summit selfie, and I'm going to kind of just probably crab walk my way down this ledge. Just a small little class 3, because it's a pretty high step. It's a pretty high step to get up here, but it's not like a sustained, obviously not a sustained scramble, but it's just a mini scramble to get up here. Quick little class 3, grab the rock and leverage your foot on that little ledge right there, and you're up here. And that's why I put the camera down, so I could use both my hands. I balance my hand on that rock there, balance my hand there, and then just did a really high step with my relatively short legs. I'm only about 5'7", so I'm not really a tall individual. So kind of raise my leg up there, my right foot was on that, my left foot was down there, and then I just used my hands to pop me up here, and that was it. All right, time for the selfie. Time to stop philosophizing and have to kind of plan my way to get down this. not just the rock, but back to where I came. For once I came. Alright, so now what I need to do is navigate my way back to where I came up. Alright, so cool. Get to practice a quick little scrambling. Yeah, the summit rocks on Twin Peaks itself, just a class 1 ramp. Class 1 is all it was to get up there. I was looking at this trail from on the other side. It looked like it was steep, but there's very little elevation here. All right, now it's time to start navigating my way back down this mountain. All right. Yeah, that's what I saw from a distance. I saw that, I was thinking to myself, that looked pretty steep. From, you know, the clouds and the visibility play tricks on you. I was looking at that thinking, wow, that must be steep. Nope. All right. Let's see about finding my way back. Let's see. Okay, there's a trail there. I'm gonna look to see if I can see my footsteps, because I remember this slab. I remember walking up a class 1 granite slab before I made the left to go up to the higher Twin Peaks. Yeah, I can see my shoe prints. So yep. So I wonder if I came up a more roundabout way. Well, with the hiker I saw for the second time, might have come up from a different way. So my plan is right now just to follow the same way back that I went up and keep it at that. All right. Yeah. There's a small little mini scramble part here. This right here is just high angle class 1 slabs. Right over here, about here is where I had a small scramble part right here. Probably could have bypassed it there. Just that little spot there. The other part was just steep class 1. All right, here's that California copperleaf again. Acalypha californica. Let me get a picture or two of this. I like how some of the leaves turn red when they're about to fall off. Yep. It's hard to see, but I could see. Was it the? Oh, it's a leaf. I thought it was a seed 3-chambered seed capsule. Let me get a picture or two of this. All right, so descending this steep use trail here. Hopefully I'll be able to map this out pretty well when I do the map. I think I'll get a pretty good gist of it. If I have trouble mapping it out, mapping out the route I took on my hiking map, I might maybe note an easier, if there's an easier way to get up here. Though usually when it comes to these shorter excursions, I usually like to take the more adventurous route to make it a little bit longer, maybe even make it a little more challenging. Just because I wanted to do that. There's a lot of California copperleaf here. There's a lot of it growing here. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, Poway's got some pretty cool natives. Even over near Iron Mountain. I did that hike back in February last year. February 2023. And that's when I got to see my first ever southern mountain misery, or southern bear clover, on my hike up the Iron Mountain Trail. Kind of at maybe about a third to 40% of the way up. When you start climbing more. There was a small population there of that. That was the first time I ever seen that, and that's in the Poway area as well, just a little east of here. That was when I hiked up Mount Steve and Iron Mountain. And Iron Mountain's little satellite summit we call Little Iron Mountain, or by some called that. All right. So that area also had Southern California storax. It even had Oracle oak growing along the Iron Mountain Trail. So if you take the Iron Mountain Trail, that's a very botanically interesting trail as well. Some bush rue, and when I went in February, the ceanothus was already blooming. Ceanothus tomentosa. So yeah, it's a pretty wild trail. That's the regular Iron Mountain Trail from the junction of California 67 and Poway Road, the main Iron Mountain Trail with the little sign that says Iron Mountain that frames the actual mountain in the background. That's the main, very popular hiking trail. And yeah, there are some real insanely awesome botanical curiosities over there as well. So if you're botanically inclined, or just even mildly interested in awesome native plants, the Iron Mountain Trail definitely serve you well. Okay, well, I'm going to keep descending this slowly as to not get too much momentum going down this. And I'll keep you posted when I get back to my junction, or if something else pops up along the way. Alright, so I'm back at this junction of trails here. Gotta think to myself, which way do I go? Intuition tells me this way. We'll see. I don't even see my footprints over here, I don't think. Alright, so I'm gonna take a couple pictures, maybe for some geo-referencing or something, so I have an idea of where I am. I cut myself off. I was in the middle of talking and I went into picture mode. So use this as a reference. Use this picture as a reference. Try to see if I am back on the right track. I am seeing my footprints again. So I must have left about here somewhere. I'm starting to see my footprints now. So I came up from this way. I mean, you know, you never know. You might come across somebody's footprints of the same type of shoe you have. I kind of remember these little spotted rocks here. Looks like lichens or something. I think there's some cryptogamic crust over here, I believe. So again, staying on trail is paramount. And there are trails that go up to both hills, so no reason to go off trail at all. Yeah. Looks like there's a lot of cryptobiotic crust and everything on the soil here. Very important to maintain the ecosystem. Maintains nutrients for the plants and health of the soil and the ecosystem. So that's why they don't like off-trail hiking in some of these spots. So I know if I know that off-trail hiking is not allowed, I will refuse to go off-trail, except maybe to step a few feet aside to let somebody pass or whatever. But if I know there's especially if I know there's cryptobiotic soil around, I don't mess with that. We gotta have these ecosystems around. Yeah. Very nice. All right. Well, I keep working my way down this. I don't think I'm seeing my footprints anymore. We'll see. I've got to admit, despite the lack of views, lack of far-ranging views, this is a very, very beautiful hike. Very beautiful place out here. And it's very peaceful in the marine layer. It kind of betrays the fact that there's millions of people on surrounding this suburban oasis. And we are in the middle of a suburban area. This is suburbia, but Poway seems to have a lot of open spaces. Poway, San Marcos. And you gotta love it. There's a rent it. You can hear the chatter, a little chattering trill of the rent it. Don't see it though. You'd be more likely to hear them. You'd be way more likely to hear one than see one. Yeah. What a great place this is. Sure glad I came out today. When I was up around 4 this morning, around 3:45, 4 this morning, I stayed up. I wanted to make sure I got an early start, got out here before the big traffic. All right, so here's the main trail junction. So I got here a little bit after maybe about 6:20 in the morning. All right, so yes, so this is where I went and started going downhill, starting to go towards the neighborhood. This is where I went to check out a large mission manzanita and some bush or yellow flowered Crocanthem scoparium rush rose. So we can start heading down this way. Another yellow post there. Let's see. I can remember which way I came. Let me see if I see my footsteps in here. Yep. So this is the way I came. Yeah. Really cool spot. Yeah. I knew this would be a cool spot. We already have it in my mind that it's going to be good. And that's a good way to approach, especially doing the things you like. You're going to enjoy them more if you expect them to be good. If you come with some people, some people's minds work differently. It's not going to work for everybody. But when I come out to a spot to hike, I come with a positive mindset. And you'll be surprised at how negative I can be. I do have some negative philosophies. I'm not going to go into that. I really don't feel like talking about negative stuff right now. So I'm not going to go into that. But I do have some negative thought processes that go through my head. I'm sure we all do to a certain degree. But when it comes to hiking, I try to make sure I shove that to the back burner. And the reason for that is because I'm out here to have a good time. I'm not going to work, doing stuff and doing other stuff that I really don't care to do. I'm out here trying to have a good time. Okay, I think I just had another botanical first in my life. Oh, the hits just keep coming. See? Positive mindset. Good things will happen. I wish I could be like that in every part. It looks like we got hairy redberry. I've been thinking about this one. The last couple times I went hiking, I was thinking about this plant, but this appears to be Rhamnus pilosa, sometimes known as Rhamnus crocea subspecies pilosa. Some people label this and the hollyleaf redberry, Rhamnus ilicifolia, as a subspecies of Rhamnus crocea. But yeah, this is the hairy redberry, and I could tell it's a redberry by the shape of the leaves, the very convex nature of them, and the hairiness of the twigs. So this appears to be Rhamnus pilosa, or Rhamnus crocea subspecies pilosa. This is another botanical first. I've been wanting to see this for years, and here it is, Twin Peaks area of Poway. So this is my second botanical first of the day. So right now my positivity and happiness rate, my happiness level just went through the clouds and up into outer space. Rhamnus pilosa, or Rhamnus crocea subspecies pilosa. It could tell because the leaves have a little fuzziness, and the twigs are fuzzy as well. So yeah, it looks like we got Rhamnus crocea subspecies pilosa. I was thinking at first this looked like San Diego mountain mahogany. I'd say, oh cool, San Diego mountain mahogany. But no, this is Rhamnus. I believe this is Rhamnus pilosa, or Rhamnus crocea subspecies pilosa. Very similar looking to Rhamnus ilicifolia, and slightly larger leaves than Rhamnus crocea, or Rhamnus crocea subspecies ilicifolia and Rhamnus crocea crocea, respectively. Well, I gotta go back and get some pictures of that. Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna cross-reference it just to double make sure in case I do have to correct myself, but I think that is what we have here. Alright, so I'm very carefully walking down this steep slab of granite here. So you can see the neighborhood down there. There's more of that Acalypha californica. Oh man. This is why I like going different places. I get to explore and see what nature has laying out in front of me. So, see? Positive thinking. I should be this way in all different aspects of my life. But when I'm out here in nature, even if where I'm going is not my first choice and I get turned around, I still end up finding something positive. I mean, but this was the main plan of the day, and it worked out just fine. That's so cool. Hairy redberry. Yeah, because the twigs were kind of fuzzy. And that's what I was looking for. At least I'm going to double check. It could still be Rhamnus ilicifolia or Rhamnus crocea subspecies ilicifolia, but I'm pretty sure that was the plant I was intending to see. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen any trail signs in a while. think I might have veered off the path. I don't know. It's not looking too familiar right now. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that's the park down there, is it? No. Yeah, see? I don't know what happened. It's not looking too familiar. Yeah, it's not looking familiar now. Better go check it out down here and see. Sounds like the freeway over there, so we'll see. Whew, this is steep. I don't think I see my footprints anymore either. Maybe I might have to walk some surface streets, I don't know. Not sure yet. Just see some very unfamiliar landscapes as I was coming down this. And we'll see. I guess I'll keep hiking this for now until I figure out what's going on. Alright, so I've been going down this power line right away. This is definitely not familiar. There's looks like a private property thing. And here's a trail sign. I want to see if this leads me anywhere near where I need to be. I do see a main thoroughfare down there. Yeah, I didn't plan this out, but sure making an adventure. So I guess I'll have to take this as a positive. Let's see where this leads. I might have to walk on some surface streets. So this is a trail right here. So lead down to the cul-de-sac, I'm guessing. I have to walk over to the street over there and see what's good. Now we got some Rhamnus crocea over here. We got some spiny redberry. Well, it looks like I'm making an adventure out of this one, even more so. Here's Rhamnus crocea. So at least 2 species of Rhamnus growing here. I'll take it. Let's see where this leads. Not sure. Nice Monterey pine over there. Look at that. Pinus radiata radiata. Nice one. Trying to see where this is going to lead. Not sure. Not too sure. Not sure at all. I think it's going to go angle to the left here. Look at all these chaparral yuccas. Those look like the cespitose forms. Types that get multiple clumps. I don't think those are supposed to be found here in San Diego County. I guarantee those are all from the same roots. Let's see. This is an interesting trail. Definitely not the trail I came up. Promise you. I can pretty much promise you that now. It's going to lead down to a cul-de-sac or something. Okay. I think. Hope this doesn't lead into private property. Over there, yeah. over here. I'm just following the trail that was laid out in front of me. I think it's going to lead out to that road over there. I think that's the Poway School District over there, I think. This is weird. Alright. This is kind of crazy. Let me see. Alright, I guess I'm coming out on a road here. There's the Twin Peaks Trail still over here. Let's see something here, because this is crazy. I'm just trying to find myself back. I guess I'll follow this for a while. This is the Twin Peaks Trail here, according to this sign. Well, it pointed to going this way. Hopefully this leads to the park, I hope. I don't know. Whoa, look at the blue gums. Eucalyptus globulus. Wow, there's some big blue gums. Ooh, okay, Eucalyptus globulus, subspecies globulus. Big ones. Nice riparian section. Some red willows here. Yeah, this is not my intention to come all the way here, but oh, some Anamopsis californica. Ah, there's some beautiful. Oh, look at this. Peruvian pepper tree. Scinis mole. And here's a Eucalyptus globulus. Interesting. I wonder if this leads back to where I need to go. I have no idea. I've never been here before. Oh boy, this turned out to be a crazy adventure. I'm just trying to get back to the park. Wow, magnificent blue gum woodland here. Watch out, there's poison oak in here too. Wow, look at these blue gums. These things are magnificently big trees. Ooh. Whoa, buddy. A little fuzzy imagery there, bear with me. Yeah, it's a nice blue gum woodland here. Yeah. Trying to see if this will lead me out to the road or something. Well, it should. I see looks like the Poway Unified School District there, I think. Where the bus yard is. Yeah, these are magnificent blue gum trees. Wow, these are big. Now, I should be able to get to a road. This will be near a road, so I'll be able to get to a road and hopefully navigate myself back where I came. Wow! These are about 150 feet tall. These are some big trees. Look at this. Look at this blue gum. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the base on this blue gum. Look at the size of that blue gum. Now that was a monster tree. Well, I'm hoping this leads me out to the road. I can see a stop sign over there, so I should be back at the road pretty soon. And I'll try to navigate my way back on surface streets. Yeah. Wow. Got myself some neat little treats here, I guess. Huge blue gums here. I don't see these a whole lot. I usually see Eucalyptus comodulensis and Eucalyptus cladicalix. These are some beautiful old blue gum trees. Get some pictures of these. I am so relieved that this wasn't private property. I was so relieved. I was thinking about that. Like, did I inadvertently enter private property? Well, let's see. I don't know the names of these streets yet. There's that stop sign I saw. And this is the Poway Unified School District. Let me see if I can navigate my way back. Interesting. Alright, so I'm on Midland Road, heading towards Twin Peaks Boulevard. So from there, I should be able to find my way to where I wanted to go. Twin Peaks Boulevard's over there. Twin Peaks Road. So I'm going to go head over there and see if I got to go. I think I'm going to have to go this way. But we'll see. Alright, so I'm approaching Twin Peaks Road. I'm going to go turn right. Intuition tells me to turn right, so we'll see if my intuition pays off again. My intuition did not pay off on the way down. But I'm making an interesting loop out of it, so just consider it a W. Alright, so I'm walking along Twin Peaks Road, and I'm seeing these interesting eucalyptus trees with red flowers. I'm wondering if this is a Eucalyptus leucoxylon. I'm not sure. Can't tell. I wonder if it's a cultivar of white ironbark. Might be, but I'm not sure. See if I can find some seed capsules on the ground. I think that might be what this is. I'm going to double check it. This might be Eucalyptus leucoxylon. White ironbark, maybe. Don't quote me on that yet. I got to do a little research. But yeah, these have reddish flowers. Seed capsules do look kind of similar to white ironbark. I'll get some pictures. Ooh, a roadside coast live oak full of acorns, and they're ripening. Quercus agrifolia, bradyagrifolia. Ooh, they're all ripening too. Here's another younger one with some green acorns. Here's another one of these eucalyptus trees. I do apologize for the noise. I'm walking along a busy road. Yeah, here's another one. That could be white ironbark. Bark's kind of similar. So I've seen white ironbark once at Peter F. Scabarn Park in Roland Heights. And they look similar to this, but they had white flowers. These had reddish flowers or pinkish flowers. So I'm gonna have to do a little research on that. Alright. I'm gonna keep on trekking. It's kind of noisy over here. We'll see. And of course there's Eucalyptus cladicalix right up there. The sugar gum, the Powell one. No surprise there. So let's see if I could find Silverset Road. If I find that, I'm golden. I don't know yet. I can't tell. I can't read the sign from here. It's way too far away. Hoping that Silverset, so I know I'm on the right path. But there's a nice toy on up there. Ooh. All right. We got southern live oaks over here. Quercus virginiana, variety virginiana, right on the side of the street. Pretty cool. Getting the impression where I'm going is actually towards Ted Williams Parkway, I think. Not 100% sure if that is the truth, that I'm going to have to backtrack and go the way I went. I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet, but I think I'm way out of bounds. I think I'm going the wrong way on Twin Peaks. Been going for a cool minute now. Some interesting looking trees there. I'm not sure what those are. If those are eucalypts or not. None of them are close enough to the road. But yeah, I'm gonna look for the next traffic signal. If the next traffic signal is not an indication, then I guess I'm gonna have to go back the opposite way. I've been doing this for a cool minute now. Yeah, there's another one over there. Very small, narrow leaves. None on this side of it are close enough for me to get a good look. Alright, that's some jade plant. Silverset Park. See, that's Wood Creek. I passed Hillendale. I think I'm going north right now, I believe. There's some interesting looking pines over there. Those are definitely... They don't look like Canary Island pines, but they almost look like native pines, but I can't tell from here. Oh well. I'm gonna go up to the next intersection. It's not 100 million miles away. And if that's not a clue, then I'm just gonna assume go back the other way. I think I've just about reached Silverset. I can see it now. So my intuition was right and it paid off the whole time. I was starting to think to myself, I might be going the wrong way, and I thought I was gonna have to go all this way back plus the distance to backtrack. But nope, Silverset is the next junction, and that's where I'm gonna go turn right, go towards the park. I may have missed the trail on the way down, but intuition told me once I saw Twin Peaks Road, I knew I was going to be golden, because that's one of the streets I took. So I got off from Interstate 15. I got off on Ted Williams Parkway East, not the 56 freeway going west, but if you go east past the 15, it becomes a regular traffic signal studded road. And then I follow that to Twin Peaks, turned right onto Twin Peaks, turned left onto Silverset, and that's what got me to Silverset Park, which should be up this way. Whoa! Hello, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and make a right over here, just follow it all the way up to the park, and that should be golden. Make an interesting loop at it today. Alright, so I saw this tree on the way up. I think this is Syzygium paniculatum, Australian brush cherry. It's not a cherry, it's in the myrtle family, Myrtaceae. Yeah, I saw it on the way in, but it was too dark when I came up this way. So I just gotta go follow it up here, go through the stop sign, and I'm almost back. Alright. Yeah. guess I'll botanize on the way back. May as well. May as well make this interesting. Oop, Tobira. Pittosporum Tobira. Japanese mock orange. Not an orange. Member of the Pittosporaceae. Pittosporum family. Very common queen palm. Seagris romansophiana. Pretty cool. With some pygmy date palms. Very nice. And what do we got here? Ooh, a pindo palm. Yeah, Butia capitata. Here we go, Mediterranean fan palms. Handsome. Nice, I love multi-trunked plants like that. Alright, so I'm just going to follow the street through the stop sign, and that'll take me back to the park. Pretty nice looking neighborhood. Pretty nice. Okay. Should be back up at the park pretty soon. I can see some of the trees from the park. With Japanese black pine. Pretty cool. And of course, oleander. Nerium oleander. With that dieback that's very common amongst this plant. There's where I'm parked right there. Here's Silverset Park. Alright. That's where I'm parked, but stop in this park for a few minutes. Maybe use the restroom or something. Alright, so I'm just about to close out a loop again. This was an accidental loop, but it was a loop. Right over here. Right past that street lamp. Right there is where the trail I started climbing. Leads up to the peak. Now I'm gonna go use the restroom, maybe, if there's a restroom here, and start getting ready to head out. Alright, so I'm walking around Silverset right now. Coming up on the start of our fall color season. Again, today is September 26th. You'd think it'd be kind of early for Southern California. These sweet gums starting to change a little bit. Liquid ambar steraciflua. Starting to change color. Pretty cool. Here we go. Look at this. Already starting to change color. Yep. Sign of the change. This is one of my favorite fall color trees of all time. Right here, liquid ambar steraciflua. American sweet gum. Yep, they are starting to show signs of changing. These things take their time, so don't expect that in a week this is all going to be flamed up in red. But it's a gradual process. These things take their time. A lot of times with these trees, the leaf change occurs gradually over a couple of months. So even in late November, a lot of times these things will still be coloring very well. We do get some slight change, very slight. So these trees you get to enjoy them for a long period of time, which is pretty cool. Acacia redolens. So much of it here. Nice. More sweet gum trees. This one, this top seems to be struggling. See that a lot actually with liquid ambar steraciflua here out here. Kind of a shame, but still such awesome trees. Still love sweet gums. It's one of the first trees I fell in love with as a kid. Yeah, but look at all of these prostrate wattles just lining this. On the way back, I was hiking along Twin Peaks Road. There was another magnificent stand of this cool plant. So yeah, I made another little mini loop around the park. Look at that. So much acacia redolens. Little sparrows. Ooh, what do we have here? Look at this bird. Wow. I'll have to look that one up. You know, I don't really recognize birds too well. But yeah, look at all this acacia redolens. Very common landscape plant here in Southern California. And those are all seed pods. Look at the old, you can tell he's been around for a long time. Look at this. Look at the size of the stems. This is acacia redolens bark right here. Pretty big. These things live for a very long time. Alright. So, there's some red iron bark eucalyptus right over there. Eucalyptus sideroxylon. And of course, river red gum, Eucalyptus comodolensis. So, a lot of species of eucalyptus. One species I'm pretty sure is a eucalyptus that I didn't really get. I don't think I got it on film, but it is I think it's a eucalyptus. But I can't tell what species it is. Ooh, what do we got here? What kind of bird is that? Interesting. Kind of narrow body, a little bit long, bigger than a finch. But yeah, this is the trail head right here. There's the bird. It's got a long bill. Very beautiful. All right. Well, I think this is going to do this for the video, for my hike and my park visit. Nice hike. Definitely went down the wrong way, but well, if I were to make an out and back, so I ended up making another loop. So adventure took me. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this adventure as much as I enjoyed filming it. And speaking of eucalyptus, before I go, that one right there. It's another species, Eucalyptus conferruminata, bushy yate. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching again. And I don't know about next week. Might take a week off. We'll see. It's going to be hot, and I got another doctor's appointment. It's probably going to last for like 3 hours, so I don't know. We'll see. But till then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next hike.